I do have a father in the spirit world who would have died from lung disease, and he is with his mother in the spirit world. She would have had heart disease before she crossed over. I do feel like she would have lived with you and been close to you. Is that all accurate so far?
She lived close.
She lived close, okay. And then she's also, or no, sorry, he is telling me he was very stubborn, and he's also sharing with me that not everyone, he might not have told everyone he was sick right away, and I feel like he used to act like he was fine when he wasn't, is what he's saying.
Yeah.
But he also would have been a manager of a business or at the top, is what, or like he would have felt like he got to the top with his working world. Does that make any sense to you?
He did own a business early on.
Okay, he owned a business at one point, even if he didn't later, he did own a business. Because you just seem like an owner or manager or something. So as I tune in this man, and I do think that I'm with you, I get with him, when I get that stubbornness, I also feel like he was like this throughout his life, is what he's saying, proud, is what he's sharing with me. And he's sharing with me also that pride sometimes got in his way of his connection with his family. Does this make sense?
Yes.
Okay. And so when I'm seeing this with him, he's coming through wanting to connect with you. He seems to be with his mother over there. She's got her own stubbornness kind of thing going on, but I feel like she loved him and looked on him fondly, is my sense here. And so they're both together in the spirit world, but as this man comes through, he kind of wants, well, not kind of, he wants to deliver this message of love to you and tell you he knew he was a proud man in the living world, and he understands now that that got in the way of some of his connections with his loved ones here. But he is talking about that getting in the way of a connection with you as well. Does this make sense?
Yes.
And so I feel like he's sending you lots of love through me to let you know he's doing okay and that he's with his mother. I also feel like his father is in the spirit world too. He seems to pass very quickly. Does that make sense about his dad, your paternal grandfather? You
Yes.
tell me I'm wrong if I'm wrong. Okay, so yes. Because I feel like your dad and that man also needed to make amends when he crossed into the spirit world. There was something about he needed to be close to his dad. Does that resonate with you?
That's very possible.
Okay, so I see him saying, I made amends with my father, I'm with my mother, but what he wants to say to you is, I'm sorry my pride got in the way of our connection. But I feel a lot of love from him from the spirit world, and he's coming through like with a big hug for you. So, and just know that he's doing okay over there in the spirit world. I see a big smile on his face, which he's telling me he didn't smile very much, or he wants to show you he's smiling now. And that is kind of his way of saying that I've changed, is look, I actually have a smile on my face. So he wants to share that with you, and I just feel lots of love from him as he comes through, and just know that he's always around you, almost like trying to make up for lost time is what this feels like. So I just want to tell you that he's close and he loves you, and his pride won't get in the way again. That connection. Thank you.
So much.
Thank you. So you have a red or blue collar. You have ashes connected with this animal. It's kind of like a medium-sized dog with shorter fur that it seems like didn't get to live a full life. So it didn't get to be 14 or 15. It seems younger, like 8 or 10-ish in that area. 8. Okay. And that was the number I said, is like 8, maybe 8, that kind of thing. But it seems like everything with this animal would have happened out of the blue. Does that make sense? Like it's all a surprise to you that this animal has this going on. It's like, I just feel like it's very surprising that this dog is in the spirit world, not just because of the age, but just because it might have been very healthy up until the last minute. Like it looks like it was fine for a long time. That's okay. It's your dog. You love him. That's why he's here. You're allowed to cry. It's okay.
She was like so happy and so healthy, and I always say that when I talk about her. You couldn't tell that she was sick. You couldn't tell something was wrong with her. Like literally, she was like bouncing around and everything. And then it was like from one day to the next day, she could walk and she could move. And
Yeah. And I feel her here, so I'm sorry I got the color wrong. But she just, I kept feeling like somebody by the divider. And she was 8, and I said 8. So I think it's her. But I have to tell you that my sense is that you second guess a decision, or there's some kind of second guessing a decision, and I keep seeing dollar signs around that as well. So I have to tell you the dog's okay in the spirit world, and that everything's fine with whatever that situation is the money and second guessing yourself, I want to tell you that the animal says it would have crossed in the spirit world anyway and you would have just wasted your money. So don't even worry about it. Don't even worry about it. Like, okay? And then I have to tell you that you still hear the dog in the house. It seems like it's like either a collar or jingling or scratching something. That dog is still in your house all the time. And the other thing is, for some reason, I keep feeling like an animal laying its face like right here on my leg. And my sense is that you probably feel that too from time to time, like a face on your leg or her leaning on your leg or something. Whatever that is, she just tells me like she comes close to you and still is close, like just leaning on you is what it feels like.
Can I share something quickly?
Yeah.
So overwhelming, but so amazing. So the short and of the long is that I had roommates at the time, and one of our roommates invited a roommate in and then decided to leave and left the roommate behind. The roommate was working when the roommate's friend was working at the time, but then eventually stopped working and then couldn't pay their ends of bills. Of course, because the original roommate was gone, she wasn't paying bills, and then this other roommate, the rent came, and I felt very responsible for the house. So I knew that my dog wasn't doing very well. She had some issues, and I was going to take her to go see the vet. I could have afforded to take her to see the vet the next day when I got paid again. The money that I had was enough for my portion of the rent and to cover for the young lady who was there. And I covered for the young lady that was there. And Pepper didn't make it. And so over the night, she didn't make it. And I always struggled with that because I felt like if I had just said forget it and let that person be responsible for themselves, I could have gotten her to the hospital and she would have been okay. And I was calling people and nobody was able to drive me. It just was a really horrific situation. I just felt a lot of guilt about that. I just felt a lot of guilt about that. So thank
She's
you.
fine.
Thank
She's
you.
fine over there, and she still has lots of love for you. So that was your need,
That was
and
my
that's
buddy.
what she's doing. Yeah. I was like, why am I just getting a dog and nobody else? And I know you have other people over there, but your dog just said you needed her, so that's why she came. So thank you for letting me talk to her and feel she's okay. As this is coming through, I'm getting like that feeling of parent, like that feeling of watching over you. I would also say though that there's, okay, so I'm getting those two, but there's something else coming through that seems to be closer to your age or something that's here. And so I feel like there's also another person that they're bringing through. They wanted to be the first ones so that you can identify them. I have to say that it feels like your grandparents watch over you quite a bit. So that's my sense with them. But I have to go to this younger person that's here in the spirit world. That is the main event or the big show or something, but it's just one person coming through. But would this be a male in the spirit world? Like your age group though is what I feel with him. He's got a lot of, we'll call it personality. He's got a lot of it, like a lot of oomph as he's coming through, but I feel like he really, like as I'm sitting here, I want to jump out of my skin and hug you. So I feel like you guys must have been very close, is my sense with him, or at least in his estimation of how this looks. And so he's very excited to be here with you. But for some reason, there's questions around the end of his life. Does this make sense? Like he keeps bringing me to questions. They're still out there in the world. People still asking questions. And I keep feeling like, did I, didn't I, is my sense. But I'm not exactly sure what the issue is yet. Does that resonate with you? It's true. Okay. Okay, so he does seem kind of troubled when I'm tuning into him, and I do kind of get this sense, so I am getting that music symbol from him, so I feel like he does communicate with you that way as well. But when he's coming through, I feel like he's telling me you're connected to people he's connected to. Like there's other people that you want to give this message to, is what he's telling me. And so he's just saying that he wants to kind of honor that with you. Like, he's here because you wanted to tell other people he was okay. And so that's what he's telling me first. I do feel apology around him, so I feel like he's involved in his death, is what I'm going to say. It seems like impulsive, though, is what I would tell you. So I don't really feel planned, but I feel like this is my fault and that it's impulsive, is what he's sharing with me. He's telling me that, is there also a brother for him in the living world that you would be connected to? Does that make sense? Or a male friend that's like a male that's close to him, that he keeps bringing me to connection with you, but I don't feel like a father. or like an older male. I feel like someone close to your age is what he's sharing with me. So I'll just leave it with you so I can keep going with him because he's talking a lot. Not like your grandpa. He's talking. And so it's like I get with him though that he says that he wants to give this message. So I feel like, but I keep getting this connection with this guy. So I'm just going to leave that with you, but it seems like it's a close friend of his that will be in contact with you. So but he wants everyone to know that he's okay and that he's sorry. Because he says it hurt a lot of people. He's just bringing me back to everyone feeling like hurt. And he keeps saying like, I would say people did try to help him. He's saying thank you, like he's giving thank yous around that. He's also telling me that there's people who are like kind of pissed at him as well. So he's bringing me to that too. And so this is where his apology is coming from. But I feel like I want to tell you he's okay in the spirit world and your grandparents brought him for you today. And I really feel like it was the lady with the stroke who brings him in and she's got that quiet guy behind her who doesn't want to talk. But he's just grumpy. Like he just seems like he was grumpy a lot. And so he's still back there grumpy. But I want to tell you that the younger guy is coming through with this big kind of hug for you, just to say, I'm okay, please tell them I'm sorry. I know you're trying to help them. You're trying to help his family, is what he's telling me, like his family and friends. And I get a big thank you for you around that. But just know that he's okay. He is taking ownership though. So he is saying sorry about that. But thank you. Can I give you a hug? Yes. He wants to hug you, so I'm going to hug you too. Thank you. And thanks for getting that in front of all these people.